How's it going, everybody? Wanted to do a catching up video on Gear Tier 20 because a lot has happened in the last 24 hours of Gear Tier 20 stuff. We now have the store where we can target farm certain uniques. I want to talk about the validity of actually trying to target farm things. We had the first leaderboard with Gear Tier 20 drop. I could talk to you about the expectations, what you'd have to do to hit certain benchmarks, some certain ranked rewards, and maybe some big time hoarding that you could do to help yourself with that. And let's start with this. Scopely sneakily added in Armory 20 Orbs to the raid store. This all but confirms to me that there's going to be Gear Tier 20 Orbs given to us in the raids. I'm half expecting maybe them to also have fragments on the boss nodes, since they commented that those boss nodes were going to be super tough and optional. So there's a lot of curiosity behind the raid. But let's just see what this orb is going to be offering us. So on the left pillar, looks like of these Gear Tier 20 pieces, we're going to be getting one on the left. So that means we're going to be getting quite a bit here. Yeah. From all of the mini uniques, we're going to be getting two from the middle pillar. And from the right side, we have a different banner on that side with one. So 4 mini uniques total. The middle is a crapshoot. The left and right sort of have the competing sides, which is very cool. So the raids are going to be very important. All the more reason, guys, to get your raid teams in order. Get your even your older raid teams before Vigilante comes out or whatever's going to replace Mutant and Bio. I would just have Extreme, Hive Mind, Skrull, Old Man Logan, Spider Society, of course Orcus and Night Stalkers. Get them all up to purple 3 as fast as you can, because if that's going to be our main source of free-to-play Armory 20 orbs, that's huge. That's huge, because overpowered system is going to kind of break the game. I know a lot of people after this first leaderboard, let's go talk about that, they're going to be automatically equipping their Odin to Gear Tier 20 just because of what overpowered does. So yeah, Scopely's definitely going to be getting their money's worth out of that giant Kraken system that they're going to be implementing. So what I can tell you is that I got top 1,000 to 1,500. I missed about 600 free ISO 8 energy, which wasn't input for this event because I was in I was in the States and I was in a different time zone, and I just didn't know when to get in and get that energy. So I missed about 600 energy from that. I had Howard at 4 stars. I did not have Havoc unlocked, and I spent money. I spent $50 Canadian. Well, it probably was more like $60 Canadian after taxes, and that landed me in the top 1,000, but it was not a fun spend. I bought milestone points and the legend orb, which the only character in there that would have been interesting for me was Medusa. I did not get her very much. There's a little bit of gold in there, but it wasn't a fun spend. In my mind, though, because of overpowered and because I want Professor X very quickly, it makes more sense to me to drop $50 on a leaderboard than to drop in freaking Canadian dollars to drop on Havoc. To get Havoc unlocked is $90. I kind of figured if we look at Liberty as a case study for this, kind of shows my point. They're giving character shards away quite quickly again now, which is really nice. So I don't really plan on coring to unlock characters anymore. And I definitely don't plan on dropping hundreds of dollars on these characters. But I cored to unlock both Falcon and Patriot, but only 100 shards. So that means for Falcon, I got 200 shards for him since they've been giving his shards away in various locations. And same with Patriot. I've gotten about 140 shards of Patriot. I've not pulled 100% jackpots. I don't actually know where all those shards are coming from, but they're coming from somewhere. So I'm hoping that if I don't, buy Havoc up to 4 stars, it seems to be more efficient event-wise to buy milestone points. It's not as flashy. I don't end up with a better character at the end of the day. I just get closer to Professor X faster. But that's if you want to spend. That's $50 per event. That's an event per week. That's kind of trash. Although there is no leaderboard this week, which is kind of nice. What I can also say is from people in chat, polling them and their experiences, if you hoarded cores and you unlocked your star jammers to about 4 stars, and you did 4 50-core refreshes on the ISO 8 every single day, and you hoarded about, I think they were saying about 600 to 2,000 ISO energy before the event even started, then those players who spent $0 but did a lot of hoarding, a lot of resource management, they actually ended up in the top 2,000 to 2,500. So they ended up getting 85 of each Mystic mini unique. So they're going to be able to equip, 3 pieces Is that 3 pieces? 3 pieces of the Mystic gear, which is really powerful. That's really, really good. It's going to get them close to the Odin, which probably everybody is going to be rushing for arena reasons because overpowered is stupid. And so that sort of preparation goes a long way. So what I would strongly suggest for these leaderboard events, guys, follow your favorite content creator that covers these events. I know me and Scotty, we're going to be covering these events a lot more closely, and we're going to be doing it days in advance now. Like, when I'm going to be putting out pings like, hey guys, we now know this event is going to be requiring campaign energy or ISO energy, so you may want to start hoarding that. Here's the workaround to make sure you're still getting your strike pass done, right? Because if you hoard all your energy all the time, you won't complete this pass, which does have a lot of goodies in it, even at the final track, especially now the red stars for the Landra. So that's not something you want to mess yourself up on. That's kind of events in a nutshell, though. Like, you either go super hardcore on the hoarding and the preparation, and you kind of have to skip every other leaderboard event so that you can build up a horde of cores and do what you need to do in order to get that done. So kind of pace yourselves. Don't try and hit every single leaderboard if you're doing it the free-to-play style. And if you want to spend money on the leaderboards, just note, at least in the last one and the other events that I've been keeping track of, buying milestone points, as disgusting and gross as that is, does seem to be the most efficient way to be getting these gear tier 20 pieces via those leaderboards. So that's raids, that's events. Let's hit the store. So this is a new store that is going to be running for, as you see at the top of the screen there, 41 days. There's going to be multiple events that are going to be giving us this X coin currency. Each piece here, you can't see it because I already bought them, 12.5 thousand for 1 mini unique. You only get 3 slots per refresh, and so this kind of becomes, in my opinion, more of a top-up section. And this is really tough, okay? Because anyone that tells you they know exactly who they're bringing in for their Professor X unlock is either dumb or lying to you. This is what I have mapped out right now, but I am so willing to change things on the fly. I have way too many Mystic characters, way too many Mutant characters, or at least I feel I have too many Mystic and Mutant characters, but maybe I don't, right? Because it depends which leaderboard Scopely runs that you get these big influxes of certain origin tags. Last time, for the Mephisto unlock, they ran so many mutant leaderboards. It was crazy. So if they run a lot of Mystic or a lot of Mutant, then I'm kind of good with what I have here. But if they run a bunch of Bio, like, I don't have nearly enough Bio characters here. And some of the Bio characters I have here, I actually want to replace with Mutant characters. So, like, my 3 empty spots up with Blade and Oath, I got that kind of earmarked for the Vigilante characters. The empty spot I have with my global heroes over there, I have marked for nobody. I'm just hoping that maybe a Bio hero character is released on, like, the Thunderbolts or something like that. And I can slide that noob in there. And then for the global villain section, I have Orcus, pretty much because I want tech villains, because tech is a hard tag to kind of build around as well. I have Omega Red Phoenix Force in there right now just because I really like him in Crucible, but he's a heavy mutant character. If I can replace him with, like, Ghost, another tech character who's going to be in the Thunderbolts movie and is getting reworked, as we know, then that'd be great. Or if I can any sort of global villain that's Bio, I would love to throw them in there. And I do have 2 Bio characters with my Cosmic Heroes in the form of Miss Marvel Classic and Medusa. I don't care too much about that team, though. I'd rather put Havoc and Howard in there because I care more about Crucible, and they just buff Starjammers, at least in Crucible, which is nice, right? But particularly, Havoc, as somebody in my stream was telling me, X, he's really good Cosmic Heroes player, really good Marvel Strikers player all around. He was kind of guiding me through how it looks like Havoc has just, like, sort of the perfect kit and speed stat to work with our Professor Xavier's in Arena. Like, this character might be Arena viable, and because of Overpowered, well, you're going to want him to be, gear tier 20, so he's at the max Overpowered, as everyone else's Arena is going to be by that time, right? So that's sort of the character I want to make. My point is this. You don't know the RNG on the orbs from the raids you're going to get. You don't know which Scopely leaderboards are going to be giving which origin tags. Last time they didn't do much skill, which was nice because we didn't have many skill characters. This time, we got a couple that we want to bring, right? And you don't know what this store is going to give you. What you do know is that we are getting a pretty healthy amount of the coins. I know from the first event, we're getting multiple hundreds of thousands. But to put that into perspective, Milestone 16 gives 125,000. This is enough to buy 10 mini uniques. 10 mini uniques is 1/5 of what you need for one piece of gear on one character, right? So we are getting a good, healthy amount to actually spend on the store, but because we're buying it in ones, I don't think target farming is going to be as easy as some would hope. I myself, I'm going to be buying every single Mystic and Mutant mini unique I see here. I probably will not be buying too much bio just because I don't have that earmarked right now, right? I'll probably stick away from bio. I'll do pretty nominally on tech and skill, but yeah, Mystic and Mutant is what I'm hunting for in this store more than anything. It's got a long lifespan on the store. I assume we're going to be getting lots of more coins. If by like day 20, I'm now sitting at like 1.2 million of these X coins, and I'm starting to get nervous. Like, I don't want to have to core this store at all because I want to save cores for those events and hoarding and stuff like that we were talking about. Then I start pulling the trigger on every single meeting you can get in here, and we leave it up to RNGesus. We leave it up to the Scopely overlords with their overpowered system on what sort of leaderboards we're going to get, as well as the RNG from the Orbs in the Chaotic Storm raids that are going to be starting, I think they said March 27th in this Strike Spot video. But I just wanted to give you a heads up on all that, all my thoughts that have kind of, well, you saw, this list changed from when I made that video. I don't think I had Medusa on that video. I don't think I had Omega Red Phoenix Force on the video. I had Apocalypse in there. But now that they changed Apocalypse's cost to be 5, it's like, I bring in a lot of mutants. I don't think I want to bring Apocalypse anymore. If I don't need him to 3-star the nodes, then I'm not interested. And that's another thing that's going to change as well. When we see the nodes for the Professor X Saga, we know we have to one-shot them with everybody alive. So I know I can't just bring in any sort of bozo to get through it. Like, sure, I could bring in Shield Trooper to the Global Hero section. He's only a 1 cost, but he's probably going to instantly die, and I'll never 3-star anything, and I just threw away 1 skill piece for no reason. It's going to be an evolving thing for sure, based on leaderboards, based on, you know, the RNG you're getting for Orbs, and just based on characters that come out with different tags. But I wanted to share my thoughts with you on this topic and about the overpowered system. I would definitely hunt for your Mystic minis, guys. That's a lot of extra damage. If you have overpowered on somebody else, you're going to win a lot easier. If somebody has overpowered on you, they're going to win a lot easier. There's a lot of coin flip moments in the current arena. I can only imagine how much more relevant that's going to be when we get Null later this week, right? Null is going to basically just nullify, that's a funny way to put it. Null is going to nullify Mephisto. Mephisto's not going to get empowered. All these buffs and debuffs that you see across the board, that's not going to be a thing, right? So overpowered is going to be kind of sealing the deal on a lot of these tide speed things that we have to deal with all the time, and that's kind of scary. I don't know why my Apocalypse isn't going. He's got the speed up. He just didn't get it in time, I guess. If he had overpowered, maybe he would have. I don't know, because speed ties are nuts. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was a short one. Just wanted to give you my thoughts on all the various things we have now experienced with Gear Tier 20. They did add that Gear Tier 20 orb into the racer. What happened here? Why am I just crushing now? I'm not opposed to it. I'm just wondering what happened. Anyway, maybe I'm overpowered already. I feel pretty powered because of you guys. Make sure you leave a like in the video, share with friends, and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.